second down.
On the stop. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Coming to you.
From the gun, here's Goff. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Vita Vea make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I'll bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Ready? White 25. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. 3 bucks. No. Off. Whip. And even. Watch the whip. Let's go.
Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. On 2nd and 9, Winston. That'll be complete to Breida. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3 and out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's convert. You won't see me in your nightmare, son. You won't see me. Hey, 5-0. Check. Hey, let's get him converted. Check 50.
Here's a toss right side for Breida. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ready? 280. 59. Here we go. Hey, watch it. Slam. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Johnny. Check 26. Wait,
once again, they run with Breida on first down. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
On second and 11 now. Winston into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Keystone, Travis. Hey, let's go. Go ground.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
We go tonight. 20. Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Twist. Big gap. Spot. Hey, kill. No.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Tonight, 180. Come on, the ball. Switch it.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And Zerline's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaking up on that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
You got him! You got him! You got him!
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ready, blue ready. Mike 51, watch the curl, watch the curls. Green, triple team. White, 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 white. Slow, slow. White, 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 white. Slam, slam, slam. Sonic. Let me go.
Play fake. Winston. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Green, triple team. Easy, 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 easy. Hey, motion out of the backfield. Hayward.
On 2nd down, Winston again. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 39.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go, even.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down. That fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On the delay, here's Breida. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Ready, blue ready. 51, 51. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Sonic. Check three. Slam. Check 99, check 99. 49, check 49, check 49. Let's go. Drive off.
Off the play fake, Winston. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. From 21 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Goff's throw here finds Woods. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
Like 20. 57. Watch the run, watch the run. 2 for 1, 2 for 1. Pick it up, guys, pick it up.
Out of the gun, gone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now it's Breida. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Check 59, Mike. Even. Focus, defense, focus. Let's go.
To throw is Winston. He's going to fire one deep left side, and that's caught inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action. Winston. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Man, I got you.
They'll throw again. Winston. He completes it to Westbrook. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Myers' kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Check. Flip it. Go, 59. I'm here all day. 59's Mike. Check, 59. Man, that's trash.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but now it's third down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike, Check. Green, triple T.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Easy.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike.
Back to it after the pick six. Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off by David Long. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of
December,
giving.
right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Here we go. Mike's 57's right.
Right there.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Trying to find Kupp, but it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will make this a 4-point game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On 2nd and 11 now. Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
Goff now looking to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
First down.
Tonight, 180.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
You don't want that, baby. You don't want that. Hey, you don't want to see me.
Here's Goff. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Here's Goff. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Goff now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Watch QB drop. Hey, Delta. Watch QB drop. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Hey.
Now it's gone. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 23 yards, the final tally. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Tonight, 180.
Check. Watch 54. Yeah, I got you. Mike's 54.
To the air again. Gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Tiger. You ain't an alpha. Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Hey, check.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Bandit.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And no, it's incomplete. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
It's a turnover on downs.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Watch twins. Alert 3.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Boom. Butt stop.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Wait.
59's Mike. Check.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Open man is Howard, the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So third down, and defensively, the Rams have added 2 extra DBs.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike, check, 59. Watch the run.
From the gun, Winston. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. They run again with Breida. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
No. Whip. Watch the whip. Check. Fresno.
Hey, 5-0. Shoot. Hey.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
Ready. Flag. 59.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Check 9.
They run with Breida. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
59. Mike's 59. Tackles.
3rd and long for Winston. The open man is Westbrook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Jason Myers on for the field goal.
And Myers able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. They got a man. It's Woods. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And
this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 36. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case,
and he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Samson Abukum in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. To try again after the sack. Winston. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Jameis to throw it. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 19. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
After the interception, here's Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. On first down, it's gone. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And that's complete to Cooks. And down inside the 15 he goes. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Line 20. Check line 54. Line 54. 14. 14. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch me. Go. I got you. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Goff throwing again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Out. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go.
And they take a knee. So the victory here for Seattle. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Seahawks, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, it's a loss that could hurt come playoff seeding time as they fall to 11-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.